So for some reason, guys, they haven't fixed the Saber-Tooth Tiger bug. Now, this isn't the biggest deal, but I kind of figured they would fix it. This is why I didn't make a video about it last patch, because it wasn't really a big deal, and I figured most of the people who were bothered by it would have already figured it out. But basically, the bug is when you transform Saber-Tooth into the artifact form, you lose 7 points, right? Which makes sense, because it's no longer there. And then, but when it transforms back from the artifact into Saber-Tooth, the 7 points are not added to your total on the side of the screen where it totals up your points. When the round ends, you still have the points, but they're not added up even while the Saber-Tooth's in its beast form, I guess we'll call it, and it has 7 points. It's not added to your total, so when you're using Saber-Tooth, you have to remember that and make sure you actually know how many points you have when you pass. So here's a clip of this happening, so we'll just transform this into the artifact form, get rid of this, and look, so we go down to 0 points, which makes sense because we have an artifact with no points on the board. Alright, so we'll just drop a card so we can actually pass here, end our turn. And then when it goes to the start of our turn, it'll transform back, and we'll still be at 3 points, but we won't add 7 to our score on the side. Now, this isn't the biggest deal, but if your opponent's playing Saber-Tooth, you probably know that they have 7 more than they have.
God's protect.
I feel like this more impacts people who are using Saber-Tooth and quickly look at the side to see how many points they have. You gotta remember you have 7 more from Saber-Tooth. So like here, the thing is we're still at 1 point. So the thing that might happen is, say you don't transform it to the artifact because you don't really see a value in it or something, or you want to boost it maybe, and now like we pass, and we'll be at 1. But the end of the round score we'll still have 8. So like we have 8 here. So that's the bug. It's not really the biggest deal, just keep it in mind, especially if you're a Nilfgaard player who creates a Saber-Tooth. So yeah, still not a big deal, but just keep it in mind. And if you create a Saber-Tooth and you leave it in its, you transform it once, then leave it in the beast form, say you boosted it a couple points, you don't want to transform it and lose the boost points, and you leave it in the beast form after you've transformed it, keep in mind that your total might not be right, and always double check the math, because you never know when there might be a bug. And that's it for this one, guys. Hopefully this is fixed soon. It's not really a big deal, but it is kind of annoying if you're like distracted or something, looking back at your screen, just look at your points, and maybe you'll pass and lose a game because of it. You never know. So, good luck, guys. Have fun playing with Saber-Tooth.